I grew up, using hand tools, whatnot, helping Dad around the house on projects. Started out doing electric, and then I slowly worked my way in towards, remodeling, woodworking.
My father's been in construction, so I was kind of born into it. I used to go to sites with him, and he'd be working on like 20-story buildings and just being in complete awe of these massive structures, and never been somebody to kind of play video games. I was always outside trying to find stuff to build or make.
I started off in bench joinery, and then I was working on all manner of woodworking projects for people's homes. I moved on to high-end super yachts, and that is where I gained most of my experience in all manner of trades.
I started construction, helping my dad after school, weekends, stuff like that.
When I was younger, I would help my dad around the house, just using tools and getting used to it that way.
All started with my brothers. They all work in the construction field. And one day he was like, "Hey, Jair, do you want to give it a shot?" Yeah, it was fun, and I liked it.
I started woodworking as a hobby in the 90s, got into building custom furniture, worked in film and television for a bit, doing sets and props, and then hooked up with a contractor.
I first got into construction whenever one of my buddies was driving my four-wheeler, going park it in the garage, hit the gas, went straight through the wall and into the laundry room. And then I had to figure out how I was going to rebuild that whole wall.
I grew up with a lot of cousins that frame houses, and I used to help them a lot.
So I got into construction with my father. He was a kitchen remodeler, and it was one of my favorite things to do with him, so I ended up following in his footsteps.
Oh, I got into construction through the door of landscaping and running machinery, and then somehow got into framing. Construction is life now, whether I like it or not, and I'm not too disappointed about it.
I feel construction core is different than most companies. I've worked for a good handful of construction companies, from electric to remodeling. Construction core, they stand out in a different way with how they treat their employees, the clients.
A lot easier to kind of be yourself. I'm not going to have any stress from the company. It's mainly just focusing on getting the job done.
For me, what makes construction core different is the crew, the staff and the crew. Fun to work with. Different people have different areas of specialty that they're really good at, so I get to learn them.
I think just the organization of the company and the leaders and the way that they explain to us what needs to be done before each project.
What makes construction core different is the care. The quality of work here and how much we put forth towards our customers, it really shines through.
Yeah, we understand that this is a person's home, and we respect that fact, and we will treat you in an honest and a kind and an informative way.
We care so much about the product that we are putting into someone's house or building or whatever project we got going on. So yeah, and we also have a great group of guys that have lots of experience, 30+ years, and that experience definitely shows.
While this may sound cliche, but small town or mom and pop size feel between client and contractor and the workforce, that's why I chose construction core, and what I think makes it different is more of a family feel.
I think they would say to slow down. I think I overwork them, but I leave them nice and clean, organized. I think they'll be, happy, I guess.
I think my tools would say that I treat them with respect and that I look after them. I use them wisely. I use them for the right job.
You're doing a great job, but can you please slow down a little bit? Because we're getting a little overheated.
You take so good care of me.
I love you. I love you too. Just kidding.
If my tools could talk, I would think they'd be happy with me. I usually make sure that they're put back in the right place at the end of the day and taken care of for the most part.
Anything with the remodeling phase. Each day you have an opportunity to learn anything new, from concrete to carpentry to plumbing, framing. There's everything when it comes to remodeling work. It really doesn't matter what it is. Just seeing the end result at the end of it is what makes me happy.
My favorite type of project to work on would probably be commercial work. I do enjoy, building stuff or maybe new construction, setting a foundation of a home or a store and then building it up and seeing the finished product.
I like just doing any project from start to finish. You know, when everything comes together, just seeing how beautiful it turns out.
I do like working in drywall, drywall finish, because that's where I started, and I got, good at it. So I enjoy doing it.
I like doing both commercial and residential work, woodwork, framing, building decks.
I enjoy doing the fine detail work, the more bespoke side of the carpentry and woodworking side of things.
My favorite type of project is stuff that's aesthetically challenging, the finished carpentry and custom woodwork.
Anything with woodworking, a trim or framing, cutting wood, anytime I'm on the saw.
Framing is the most fun for me, banging nail guns and swinging hammers. That's what makes the house. Everything goes off that.
My favorite type of project to work on would be kitchen remodeling. It's what I did with my father when I was young.
Working with Matt and George has been a dream so far. Working hand in hand with George every day on site. Super nice, you ask him a question, he's gonna take the time out of it to answer it for you. If you have a question with Matt, permitting, bigger questions that, he's gonna know the more final answers, you can ask those, he's open. They're brothers, they act about the same, they're super respectful, and I couldn't say anything bad about them.
George is a great foreman. He knows what he's talking about. Matt pops in from time to time just to oversee and make sure that things are getting done. Good work is always important, so they make sure that that's top priority.
Working with Matt and George, it's been a great experience. Matt, from being a great leader, when you need him, he's always there for you. With George, I got close with him, so he's a great dude, and he's on top of everything, every single thing. And that's what I like about George. He said, "Hey, Jair, do this," and he explains every single detail, and I think that makes working with him and all the guys really a nice experience.
Working with Matt and George is a breath of fresh air. They are so considerate. They are very knowledgeable people. They're always trying to help you. They're friendly. They're easy to talk to.
Working with Matt and George is fun. They appreciate good work, and they also allow input, different approaches to things, and they're also, when there's something that I don't understand, they come up with good ideas.
Working with Matt and George is like working with a really good friend. I've never worked with anyone with as much experience.
They run a very tight ship, which I appreciate. I like how much effort and care they put in to all of their employees and their customers. They show up to jobs, they're checking in on us, and they help keep us in line.
To work with Matt and George is like working with my two older brothers, I'll say, not uncles, but older brothers, and we all get along, and I enjoy working with what they've created with Construction Corps. It's a good, solid team.